Welcome everyone to another episode of the Ballinesian podcast, sponsored as always by Levasa Island Apparel, www.levasaislandapparel.com, on Instagram at le_Vasa. Justin Herbert needs to come back, right?
Man,
And
you know what sucks? That fool has to come back. He ain't even go nowhere yet. That's crazy.
he's taking like side practice snaps in a boot, right? So like there's still some mobility. I'm really hoping, but I feel like that the charging is going to happen super early.
Hey,
and it's
man,
like,
look, if there's anybody who can play the season in a boot on field, it's definitely not Justin Herbert.
hey, Justin Herbert's he's been injured a lot and played through a lot of injuries. So I think he's actually got a pretty good toughness rating. He's probably one of the
Yeah,
but
yeah.
we need
It's just
the
sad
Chargers need him.
he used all those healthy years on Staley. You know, now he's got
Yeah, oh man, it hurts to hear that name. Yeah, I totally agree. That sucks. That didn't go as well as they were
And you
hoping.
know what? If McCarthy didn't go down, I think he would have traded for McCarthy.
Oh my goodness. No. If Justin Herbert like had to retire, then maybe. But Herbert's going to be back at least sometime at some point this season. JJ McCarthy injured, has to have knee surgery. We're going to read Adam Schefter's timeline and get the latest on the what has happened in this week in the NFL. We're also going to talk CeeDee Lamb and his contract situation. Him and Jerry Jones having a very public dispute or communications, I guess.
CeeDee Lamb and his slave owner.
Yeah. So there's also Jerry Jones having that boss powerness like kind of relationship. What is that dynamic?
Yeah.
And then but it's basketball champions of the world. Sorry, Olympic champions. Well, semantics. So technical on the terms. But first, the latest in the NFL since we last talked. Puka Nacua, a week ago, Rams head coach Sean McVay said his knee injury is just going to be week to week with him. Nothing serious, nothing structurally. He'll be in good shape. He'll recover and we'll be ready to go. No threat of anything for Detroit. I assume their week 1 game. Are you worried at all? Have you heard anything in the last couple of days about Puka Nacua, or you think he's going to be good to go?
One, I haven't heard anything, so that's usually a lot of the times when you don't hear like an update on the injury and it wasn't a major injury, means it's probably not going to be too bad of like anything long term. No bad news about him missing any parts of the season. And number two, no, I'm not worried because I'm not a Rams fan. So it's ha ha ha, Rams fans.
He doesn't like the Rams. Former Broncos All-Pro safety Justin Simmons is visiting with the Saints, or he did a couple of days ago.
Soft visit is the word they used.
Yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't been signed. Isn't he like a really good safety? Like, what is
he is? But I mean, what are his specialties? Is hitting people. But I think a lot of people want him to do. He does do well in coverage. But I think also at his age and the money I think he's seeking, it's gonna have to be the right deal and the right team. Because the NFL is super different now with the way it's been ran. Like if you're young and you're showing tons of potential, you almost kind of skip some of these people who have been doing things in the league for a while. Justin Simmons has been in the league. He's a really good veteran, but you know, a lot of teams are willing to pay cheaper for potential and for long-term success with their safeties. Like if you're able to get somebody like on a rookie contract or something close to that, and they're younger, means you get to have them a lot longer for a smaller price, and so I think that's the main problem. Justin Simmons, wherever he goes, he's going to make that defense.
Falcons wide receiver Rondale Moore carted off the practice field in an inflatable cast. He's gonna have it's a season-ending injury.
That's tough.
He just got traded there, from the Cardinals.
from the Cardinals, and he did use.
Or
I guess he was serviceable. Yeah, he wasn't bad. He's a speed guy. He's a small guy.
small speed guy, yeah.
Yeah, small speed guy, but he has the ball in his hands. He could do a lot with it after the catch. So, uh, I think Atlanta won't be too bad. They won't miss him too much, but he would have been a really nice addition to whoever can be the quarterback in Atlanta. So,
Um, who did they have? They got Drake London,
Drake London,
Kyle Pitts, tight
Kyle
end,
Pitts, and then
Bijan.
Bijan Robinson. Yeah, so
That's
they
already
got
a
yeah,
stacked.
they got guys. They got
Patriots release wide receiver JuJu Smith-Schuster.
again. We talked about it before with Mike. It's just tough because like the doctors have said his knee injury is degenerative, so it just means it's his knees slowly deteriorating with time, and it's not going to get any better. The the best outcome that he has, like health wise, is that it just kind of doesn't get any worse for a little bit longer. You know, he can just, or it's slowly getting worse that he can still play. But I don't know. It's hard to. Juju's one of those guys with the passion to play ball, so you
Yeah.
can't just be like, well, hey, maybe he should retire now. Health wise, yeah, maybe he should look at coaching and broadcasting. He's a big presence on social media, so there's a number of things he can do off the field that would still keep him busy and have him making money. But yeah, I think just his love for the game and his passion for playing, I think it'll keep him looking for a deal. I think he could probably still help a team in a in a perfect role for him. You know, nothing,
Mm-hmm.
not a number one or a number two, but you know, someone who can come in and give him
I
some catches.
I think number two isn't out of the question, right? It's going to be tough
Yeah,
for him to be like
it's
a
yeah,
every down wide receiver one, like an X or something like that. I mean, that's not his
right.
style. He's like a beat 'em deep kind of guy. 2018, I'm looking at Pro Reference, Football Reference. 2018 had 166 targets. This is like next to Antonio Brown, right?
Yeah,
111 catches, 7 touchdowns, 1,426 yards. Like that potential has been there the entire time. The like 6 years with Pittsburgh, the Super Bowl in Kansas City, um, and then it feels like he's been injured with Kansas City, and then when he signed with New England. But I mean,
yeah,
Juju has, I mean, obviously the charisma, personality, like to be like a public facing, like a reporter or like can host his own show.
yeah,
Um, but like he's got a bunch of other skills and a bunch of other connections. I feel like YouTube type, like he could be a vlogger. But then like he also is big into gaming and streaming.
yeah.
He's got his foundation. There's like so many different things that he already does outside of football that I feel like he could pivot to any one of those and be pretty good at them. Yeah, where's that, passion to play football? Is he trying to keep
Right,
playing or is he ready to like make the pivot, So yeah,
exactly.
shout out to Juju. Um, yeah, man, excited to see what he decides to do next, whether that's continue playing or freaking anything else. Uh, let's see. Jaden Daniels completion pass, Caleb Williams completion pass. 49ers quarterback Ambry Thomas sidelined indefinitely with a broken forearm. Uh, anything else? I mean, do you know who that is?
No, not at
Yeah.
all.
Okay. Chiefs head coach Andy Reid said wide receiver Hollywood Brown has been hospitalized due to a sternoclavicular joint dislocation. His availability for the start of the regular season is in question.
That's tough because like the damn it phone station. Yeah. It's tough because a shoulder injury like that, especially a dislocation, it's going to be a nagging injury at this location. It's like, yeah, it's always going to be with him. So that's tough.
A permanent injury?
Yeah, man, dislocated shoulder because then now you once you dislocated the shoulder, it's like you're always at risk of
Oh,
dislocating
yeah.
again. Like, on hit, especially him playing receiver. You know, he's always open to big hits like that, especially because he plays slot sometimes. So that'd be a big blow to Kansas City's offense because I think they were looking at him and Xavier Worthy at being kind of like
Oh,
guys.
Rashi Rice. Do you know
Yep.
if he's like got suspended for that driving incident, or I mean, I feel like that's still being investigated.
I
I
think
haven't
it's
heard
still
anything
being
new.
investigated, but if he, I'd be really surprised if he does get suspended these 2 years. That crazy.
Sorry, say that again. Sorry.
I said I'd be pretty surprised if he didn't get suspended at least 2 games. Just that's he admitted to it, and so I don't know.
Yeah, that
We'll
was
see.
reckless driving. They were going hella fast.
Yeah,
All right. So Hollywood Brown out. Deshaun Watson cleared for full contact. Deshaun Gibson for the Jaguars returns on a 1-year deal. Bo Nix. There's some stats here for Bo Nix. Says a strong debut: 15 of 21, 125 passing yards, a touchdown, 4 scoring drives. For the leading the offense to 4 scoring drives, 2 touchdowns, 2 field goals. Now he was the backup quarterback in a preseason game, right?
right.
But
Also,
does
there was
that
reports that he was going to be the third string going into the season because he wasn't doing so well at all. So I mean, you take it with a grain of salt that he was doing bad at first, and then you might have to take it with a grain of salt too that he was doing well. So I mean, and I hate to say things like it's just preseason, like because some of those guys out they're playing for a spot, so it's not like some of those guys aren't going hard out there because there's guys out there really playing for their livelihood. You know what I mean? They're
yeah.
going hard in preseason, and the starters as well because they don't want to be complacent. They're coming in, yeah. So I mean, it is preseason, but that's pretty good. At least him coming in playing well, they at least know they have a solid backup. But it's one game. It's one game. You want to maybe if he can play the rest of the preseason, maybe if he's the start of the rest of the preseason, where we get to see him in like different situations, multiple games, and he can do well through those games. And maybe the Broncos fans can really be excited about a starter. But I think right now it's just a good backup at the moment. At least you know that you guys drafted someone who can play quarterback without the criticism that Denver took taking him. So yeah.
The Seahawks traded center Nick Harris to the Browns. Dolphins linebacker Jalen Phillips has been activated off the physically unable to perform list and can return to practice. Hassan Reddick has asked for a trade from the Jets.
The Jets have also said that they are not looking to trade it,
Yeah.
but they are also considering offers. So I don't.
No, show up to work, but we're gonna make some calls.
Right. But that's gonna be big for Hassan Reddick because if he lands with a contender, he instantly makes their defense better because the guy can rush the quarterback. We all know from his time in Arizona, his time in Philly last year. We all know that he rushes the quarterback very, very well. So, he's probably like has to be at least top 5 edge rushers in the league. And his original position is linebacker, so he could be able to cover a little bit for you. So you might be getting a steal if you're able to trade for him this late into the offseason.
This is a big one for fantasy too. The Lions say running back Jahmyr Gibbs is being evaluated for a leg injury that he suffered. And then source Lions running back Jahmyr Gibbs suffered a hamstring injury in that practice.
That's big.
Hamstring injury, running back.
Yeah. Also, hamstring injuries, you can only really heal them with rest. Like there's no, you can't speed yourself back by like massaging or like there's no medicine for it or sharp treatment. Really, a hamstring injury, if you want to come back from it fully, it takes time to heal. So you're gonna have to like stay off of it, let it heal. Because I've seen guys who try to push it, like they pull the hamstring and then like trying to push it in practice or just trying to play through it in the season, and then maybe like 2 days after they hurt it, their hamstring is like black and blue. Like they probably might just get worse of it. So at least it's happened during preseason. So if they have to rest him, it doesn't hurt them too much, and he can catch up on that time of recovery. So I don't think it's too bad right now, but we also don't know the severity of the hamstring. So if it's not too bad, then yeah, he should be back probably by the opener, ready to go with the rest that
Hopefully.
he can get. Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, I feel like there's a bunch of crazy
He's
injuries.
definitely going to be a keeper for a lot of people in your leagues if we're talking fantasy.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel
Yeah.
like I have him in Shane's league. Couple throwaway ones here. Washington Commanders signed veteran wide receiver Martavius Bryant. That's a throwback name.
Nice.
Bills signed quarterback Ben DiNucci, wide receiver Demir Bird, and wide receiver Deion Kane. A new fragrance introducing Will Levis #8 Parfume de Mayonnaise. What do you think about the mayonnaise scented? I love mayonnaise. I don't know about mayonnaise scented perfume. Come on, that's got to be a joke, right? Is that a
Yeah,
spoof?
I hope it's good. I hope it is. He's really been active. He's really been active in social media. Um, these last couple, these last couple of months. Um, he had he had a video leak of him and his girlfriend, JuJu. Uh, that video leak, uh, now perfume and stuff like that. Also, that he's been at odds with the rest of the quarterbacks that are in the quarterback room in
Drama.
in Tennessee.
I think he's going to
Yeah,
be pretty good.
I do think he'll be decent
Yeah,
out there
yeah.
in Tennessee. I think he'll be decent
And I feel like as a quarterback, decent is where you at least want to be, right?
for
Like
your career.
competent,
Yes, right,
competent,
right,
right? At least
right.
only so many people can be like really good, right? I mean, obviously you can trade whatever, but uh that is like I was talking to Luke about this. Like you'd rather have Geno Smith than freaking no one, right? Than
True,
like
true.
Nathan Peterman or sorry, that was the
Hey
name that
man,
just popped up.
hey man, hey.
Why
Don't
is
do that,
Nathan Peterman on the Raiders roster? Why is that?
bro. You guys just signed somebody from a lower tier league. Stop.
That's got potential. We've seen what Nathan Peterman is. I want to see what Aiden O'Connell's doing. What's up with AOC?
I think they signed Nathan. I mean, he's probably gonna go to the just like he did last season. They'll probably put him onto the practice squad because he knows the playbook probably already.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna be uh
Yeah,
beneficial to the
like a
team.
camp body. Like we need
Right,
someone else to. We don't want to hurt
right,
O'Connell
right,
and
right.
Minshew's arms.
And then they'll throw him onto the practice squad because he knows all the plays. He knows that he's familiar with the coaches. He's familiar with the organization. So have him in your practice squad. It works out because you don't have to teach somebody new. But I think Anthony Brown, if you're listening, and I know we just went far left to what we were just talking about, that's how these things go. Anthony
Radical,
Brown, I think, has a really good chance of making the team because the kid's super athletic. We've seen him
nice.
play at Oregon, so I think they'll keep him on
Three
the
quarterbacks.
active roster. I think they'll keep
Yeah,
three quarterbacks. Yeah, I think
nice.
they'll have to drop one of their tight ends maybe because we have like 1,500 tight ends on the roster who can all play, by the way, which is crazy.
Of
Like
course.
they can all play pretty well. So yeah, back to
Uh,
Schefter.
yeah. Browns rookie. No, I'm not gonna read that. Giants running back Tyrone Tracy was carted off the practice field today after suffering a non-contact injury. Giants running backs that might.
Non-contact, man. Anytime you hear that, you really worry that it's a torn ligament,
Yeah,
a ruptured Achilles,
like a
anything like
twist,
that. Right? It's crazy
something
because
you.
no non-contact. That's
Like if you're running and then your like muscle just snaps, that's
yeah,
non-contact, right?
no, yeah.
Or like if you
That's
plant and try to turn, that's non-contact. If you
and
like you twist a bit.
those injuries, a lot of them occur during like training camp or off
Yeah,
season because you just haven't really,
sucks.
yeah, yeah, you just haven't really sucks.
Tavon Austin officially announced his retirement. I thought he
Man,
retired.
I was gonna say he was in the league last year.
He must have been a free agent or something.
I think he
Uh,
was. I think
exciting.
he saw. I think if he wanted to, he could have still played a good role for somebody because
Hmm.
he can still take the top off of the defense if he wanted to.
It's like a faster Darren Sproles at wide receiver.
Right, right.
Yeah.
I think he's a bigger
Uh,
than
but Tavon Austin like was
what is he like 5'2"?
something. I just was like he had a lot more potential than
Oh
what
yeah, when
you know
coming out of college out of West Virginia, he was like they were really looking at him to like be something big.
wild card
At
changing like
yeah,
league
yeah,
changing type. Yeah.
right, exactly. Yeah.
ESPN sources Vikings rookie first round pick JJ McCarthy is expected to undergo knee surgery that will determine how much time he will be sidelined. McCarthy complained about knee soreness over the weekend and underwent an MRI on Monday night. Also, with rookie first round pick JJ McCarthy slated to undergo knee surgery, Sam Darnold now is squarely in line to be the Vikings' opening day starter uh, at quarterback at the Giants.
I may catch a lot of flack for it, but I like Sam Darnold. I think he should. I think he's a
I,
serviceable quarterback. Uh,
and better, he's going to be better right now than JJ McCarthy, right?
yeah, for
So
sure.
he was going to start anyway, or should have.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. And with JJ McCarthy, if knee soreness and then they do the MRI, it might not be that serious. It could be scar tissue in there that they have to remove. So if that could be the best case scenario for
Mm.
Minnesota.
Doesn't
They're just gonna
necessarily mean this is like JJ McCarthy lost for the season. This could be
right, right,
like a
right.
1 month type injury, is what you said.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean,
Depending
he can
on
come
what
back.
they find.
Right. And again, that's why you sign guys like Sam Darnold,
Mm.
even though you're going to draft JJ McCarthy, is so that if you have any plans of JJ McCarthy playing in the season and those plans get, thrown out of whack like they are now, you have Sam Darnold who can just step right in and run the offense, play ball. He's been a starter in the league for the Jets, for the Panthers. Didn't start any games in San Francisco.
I think in
No,
preseason.
no, yeah,
Sam Darnold, yeah, gonna be a good quarterback. And now, I mean, there was talk like you play Sam Darnold for a few weeks, a couple months if you have to, and then ease JJ McCarthy into the
yeah,
season into playing.
yeah,
And then people were saying, nah, screw it, start JJ from week one so he gets that experience. So he's just
yeah.
throw him into the fire. He needs more reps. That's the thing. He's the like least proven of the quarterbacks that came out. The Vikings are cool now that they have Sam Darnold, like for sure going to be the quarterback.
Right.
JJ
They don't have to
McCarthy,
worry.
that's an interesting point because when I think knee surgery, I'm like, oh, done. 10 weeks, 12 weeks at least. So yeah, if they go in and they find something that makes it a less like a shorter term injury, hopefully that still keeps JJ McCarthy's ability to maybe start some games at the end of the year and play. But that's
Yeah,
going to be long term.
depending on how Minnesota does uh in the season, then maybe he'll be able to get some starts in the game.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, Sam Darnold, I don't know what their O-line situation is. Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison,
Yeah,
TJ
he's
Hawkinson
got
when
some
he comes back
guys.
from injury.
He's
Like
got
those
some
are
guys.
weapons. Kevin O'Connell, like quarterback friendly, pass friendly, coordinator, head coach. So definitely good situation for Sam Darnold. And now doesn't have to be like, oh, I have to do good or else they're gonna rush the rookie in to replace me. So
Right.
hopefully he freaking does something with that. Yeah, that's the latest from Schefter's Twitter. We should get that sponsored by ESPN. CeeDee Lamb. That's one thing that we didn't read that Schefter's been also posting. CeeDee Lamb has not been to training camp for the Dallas Cowboys. And it feels like very public communication happening between CeeDee Lamb and the Cowboys owner, Jerry Jones, who said last week that CeeDee was not missed. And then CeeDee like reposted something about it, saying LOL. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones on contract talks with CeeDee Lamb. Quote, I do not have any urgency to get it done. All right. And CeeDee Lamb's asking for $25 million. He's like the number one wide receiver in fantasy, huge. Like you can give it to him on a slant or a drag and he can take it to the house every time he touches the ball. But I feel like this is not the way you should be talking to this superstar wide receiver that you want to re-sign, that you're working to like have a good contract and future with.
True, but at the same time, Dallas is probably the only team right now that could be able to sign CeeDee to play, especially with the money he's asking for. So even with the trade that's going to come, whoever's going to trade for CeeDee Lamb, you're going to have to give up a lot. And I don't know if teams right now, there are actually, I'm lying, there are teams who are probably willing to make the trade right now. It'll set your team back. Not because CeeDee is not going to be worth the money. It's just right now, if you're already a team that's desperate enough to go after CeeDee Lamb, means you're not ready to be in the city. You know, because the contenders right now, they're pretty much set. And I don't know if they're willing to spend money on a big time wide receiver right now. They seem like they're set. But, you know, it's the NFL. And of course, I know a lot of these NFL players they're trying to make the change like the NBA players did, and they're a lot more in control of where they go, how much money they can get now. You know, they're more involved in talks with the organizations about their deals, what the contracts look like. Whereas in the NFL, I think it's not as player friendly when it comes to free agency. Like I think all the owners kind of still have more power than anybody else when it comes to contract talks and extensions.
How the contracts can be,
right,
when the
how they're structured,
how they're structured, what you have to do, what is included.
Exactly.
It's all pretty much like sewn up by the union, right? The player union, and the collective bargaining agreement between the players union and the league. But you try to figure out, okay, where in your budget does this player fit? Is he going to stick around? If he does stick around, you got to pay him this much. This is the market and all that negotiating talk. The Cowboys also have to re-sign Dak Prescott. They're trying to line up Micah Parsons' extension next year.
Wait. They don't have to re-sign Dak.
They're trying to, right? Or at least they've given the offer. It's lower than, what Dak wants, but they've tried. They're trying to get Dak Prescott to come back. That's going to be, $50 million a year at least. Micah Parsons is a defensive player of the year candidate, like at edge rusher, a premier position. Like he's going to get paid. Game changer, game wrecker. He needs to get paid. So maybe some of they're trying to like, okay, if you guys all take 90%, then it makes it a lot easier or something like that. But I don't think the Cowboys have that shine anymore. And the players recognize, I don't have any loyalty to someone trying to nickel and dime when they're billionaires. You know what I'm saying? Like you're a billionaire NFL owner. I know we have to make things work and fit under the salary cap, but don't play like, pinching pennies, especially in Texas when Stephen Jones, the president, and Jerry Jones' son is talking like, it's super cheap to live out here. You don't need a lot of money. It's great Texas. So I mean, we'll see. CeeDee Lamb. Jerry Jones also like said another thing. He was like, "Oh look, CeeDee, you're missed. Okay, let's be clear. We're trying to get something done, but we're just." I'm saying I'm cool about it. I'm chill. I'm old man Jerry Jones. Hey, Jerry Jones is hella old. Jerry Jones is like problematically old
He's
at this point, and he loves a camera, and we can't be having old people in front of a camera spouting off when they think they know this stuff. This guy's
bruh,
like starting to show some like slips.
he's segregation mode. That's how old that is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, lived through the 60s, definitely. Yeah, Jerry Jones needs to pay up. I saw CeeDee Lamb like at a draft or zoom into somebody's fantasy football draft, and the first overall pick took CeeDee Lamb, and then they realized that he was watching. But yeah, he was like, Jerry need to pay you. Hell yeah, Jerry needs to pay him, and Jerry has the money. You're one of the richest, most prestigious franchises in NFL history. Pay these people what they are worth and then figure out the
Man,
rest. Because if they hit the open market and you don't have it, if you have zero and have to like replace CeeDee Lamb as your one, who do they have? They still have Brandon Cooks. That's going to be their number, their X. They're going to lose Micah Parsons. Who are they going to replace him with?
they're
Like,
gonna play Marcus Parsons at receiver.
yeah, I saw some training camp videos of Micah Parsons at running back, taking a handoff, taking a draw play up the middle. That better have been just for like some funsies because, hey, I don't want to see that in a real game.
I get it, man. CD knows his worth. I'm in a lot of the league. A whole bunch of the league would agree with CD Lamb about his worth, 25 million. But right now, with all these contracts, it's hard for me to look at these players. Look, they don't want a championship. They're not willing to do not willing to sacrifice the championships. And then you have guys like Brunson and Michael Bridges take pay cuts so they can sign more people so they can win the championship. So if those guys can do it, I get it, man. You're young. You want to make
they got
you
4
got years.
players from the
And
Villanova team.
they do. They do.
So it's vibes. It's like, guys, we're cool. We got that Nova pride.
Knicks. Right.
Nova Knicks. Okay. You think that's gonna work out? You think they're gonna make it to the finals?
I do and I don't. They lost Harrison, and I think that's an underrated move for OKC because you pair him with Chet Holmgren. Everybody will say they need to get bigger through the playoffs. They need to get bigger inside, to withstand the teams that are going to take the first one. Now they got bigger, so that I think that instantly makes OKC, along with the signing of Caruso, the number one defensive team in the league. That they got length now.
Yeah.
They got size. Yeah. So yeah, New York losing Harrison and OKC picking him up, 2 underrated moves. So we'll see though. But I mean, at least the Knicks, their star players have the right attitude,
Yeah. Teamwork.
Teamwork,
good vibes.
Sacrificing for the team.
Because it's weird. It's weird when someone's there for the money and then someone else is there for like wins, championship, right? Because it's like Jimmy Butler. But
this is the thing. It's like you making a lot of money, but you want to make a shitload of money. Like,
yeah,
you don't want to win the championship. You're already making like 34 a year.
I don't disagree with that though. Like, if you want to make what are the top 10 players in the NBA making?
You're right.
Because if you're like don't have that money, and if it's like your first or second contract, and you're not like LeBron, who's already made 600 million or whatever his contracts have been. If you're someone that's like, I need to make $300 million to change my life, my family's life, my community, like that's, I mean, if you're playing because why would you do that otherwise? It's like you're just trying to.
No, I get it, but you're telling me that if you're in line to make $300 million, the money you're making before that contract is already kind of life changing for you.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
But I don't know how much your family eats. You know what I mean? So when I speak, these are my personal thoughts on I can't tell you. I would never tell another man to be like, nah, man, sacrifice that for go take your pay cut and win the championship for the city of New York. That's how I grew up though. Like I would do it, but I don't have any reservations about CeeDee Lamb looking for his money,
Yeah, yeah.
or like anybody looking for their money. The only person that I do have is LeBron fans, because that that fool. Look, we're not even gonna talk about this
You've been
because you'll
around a
take.
long time, and you signing like career record contracts.
Bro, his Nike contract his rookie year was more than like half the
Oh
league. He signed a
yeah,
$90 million contract. His first that was his first contract with Nike, a $90 million contract, and now I think he signed a lifetime contract with them. I don't even know the details. The
like a
details for
billion
that must be
dollars.
ridiculous. That's
Isn't it a
fucking that's crazy.
lifetime deal for $1 billion?
Right. See? And yeah, I mean, but again, that all goes to his success. You can't tell somebody, don't be successful. Don't make all that money. Yeah. So, but for fans, of course, you're gonna hear a lot of griping because you want your team to win. You're not making that money, and then you're also gonna hear, "We pay that money with our taxes."
I paid.
I pay your salary.
Oh
Well,
man,
sit
a
down
lot of
and
people
shut up
think
and
that's socialism. It's like, oh, taxes. Oh no, that's not. That's not how it works. Speaking of basketball, the Olympic champions, the U.S. of A. Took the gold in both the men and women's basketball events. I thought the women already won it before the men played. So the next day, seeing them in a freaking fight
hey,
with
if
France,
Gabby Williams' foot, if she
man,
was if she was a size
oh,
6, they're losing that game.
that's crazy.
Uh, and for everybody who didn't know who Gabby Williams was before the Olympics, Gabby Williams was a absolute star at UConn before she was drafted by the Chicago Sky. So
And she's French.
yeah, she got dual citizenship. She's French. She's been playing for France. She took time off a few years ago. I think it was a World Championship. Chicago Sky did her dirty, so she went over and played in Europe for a little bit before she came back to the WNBA. I think 2 seasons ago. Took time off the WNBA because it seems like some of the organizations in the WNBA aren't treating their players right. And I hate to
Oh,
say this, one of the
on that
dopest people
W.
I know who's close, no, I'm super close to, plays for an organization right now that is being sued by Eureka Hamby for
Oh yeah.
yeah, being mistreated by them after she claims that they forced her out because she got pregnant. They
Oh
said,
damn.
yeah, they said she signed the contract, and before or after she signed the contract, she let them know she was pregnant, and then they tried to force her out, and then they ultimately traded her for two players, I don't know her name, and Candace Parker. Uh, Worked out for the Aces because they're two-time champions, defending this year again. Diarica worked out for her too because she's out in LA doing her thing, just killing it. And then she's now a bronze medalist from the Olympics as the center for the 3-on-3 team, for the post player. Sorry.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. Crazy. Anyway, back to the
Both
Olympics.
both Olympic gold medal games was USA versus France.
USA versus the host country, France. And before
Damn, in
everybody's like,
France.
yeah, I already heard somebody today. Somebody asked me if I thought it was funny that the host country's teams were in the gold medal games. No, it's not suspicious at all. One, France was in the gold medal game the last Olympics.
Would it be suspicious?
Yeah, because it's the host country. People just they want to say
You just want to
things.
find something. They don't
Right.
deserve it. Why would that coincidence happen?
Same thing with the French women. French women have been um at the top of the women's game, like top 5 for a little bit now. Again, they've got some players, and a lot of people are like, oh, we don't recognize it. It's because they're in the French uniform. But if you really look at them, a lot of them, like Gabby Winston and excuse me, she's had teammates who played at Oregon, uh, uh, just all over the United States. A lot of the women that play in the Olympics for foreign teams, yes, they're from those countries, but have been playing college basketball in America. So there's skill wise, again, the world is catching up. Maybe not as much as
Damn,
people
yeah.
want to believe, because yeah, the US is still top of the game, especially at the women's game. I think they're far and far ahead of the world. Um, Even though it was a 1 point game against France, I still think the women's game America still has a lot. Um, man, but it's cool to see though. That was dope. I thought it was dope to see those guys play. And in the next Olympics, will Wemby will still be there. I don't
Yeah.
know if they'll have Gobert. Definitely Nick Batum, who's retiring, I think, from the league this year, uh, and from international play. He won't be there. Yabusele, he'll be there. So they'll have a really good post presence with Wemby. But again, Wemby's not just a post player, but also they'll have the two top picks in the draft this year playing for them in the next Olympics. I'm pretty sure. Um, Alex Sarr, his brother also, who plays in the NBA. They'll both be a part of the French Olympic team. They'll have Sachet, who was the first. Uh, he'll be there. Sachet. He'll be there. Pretty sure I'm butchering this. But
You think France is going to be like
yes, I do.
the guy that tries to be against USA for the next couple decades?
I do, because they got a lot of guys like they're going to be lengthy, and a lot of guys are going to be like, well, they just got these guys who are 6'8" and lengthy, but they don't have like guards or
Yeah.
perimeter players, but they do. Those guys play in Europe, and they're tough because Euroball is different. They're
Yeah.
rough and tough in Euroball, and we saw how they can shoot up the lights. I mean, Serbia alone, you know, but Bogdanovich plays in the NBA, so
Yeah, they
Serbia.
said that the top 5 for the Olympics, all the best players, they all play in the same league. It's the NBA.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then Canada was a big disappointment because I really thought Canada gold medal game with the US. Just and not because like they're also from America, but the players they got, man, they're pretty good. Like Shy's top 5 in the league, I think. I think he could be top 5 in the league. Dylan Brooks is in the league. I hate that guy.
Yes.
Hate that guy. They got guys, veterans on the bench like Kelly Olynyk plays for them. They got RJ Barrett.
Hey.
They've got guys. They've guys. Yeah, they've got guys.
Who's leading the men's Olympic team next year?
Next year, or in the next 4 years, the next
Or
Olympics.
yeah, next Olympics. Thanks.
No question about it. After this Olympics, Anthony Edwards, man, she had an amazing. Of course, she didn't have Steph's Olympics or Steph's last 2 games, but
Shout out to
I think,
Steph.
yeah, I think overall, Ant had probably the best Olympics off the U.S. team. He was amazing. He showed it. If he wants to, he can score on you. You know what I mean? If he's locked in, there's no way you're stopping him, dude. He's too nice. And he plays defense. And he shoots. It's gonna be crazy, man. And then,
Nice.
in the next 4 years, you'll be able to pick from a pool of guys like we saw Cooper Flag play against the US because he was part of the USA select team. And then we saw him just destroy all these high school guys. We'll see him next year destroy all these college dudes and college teams, except for North Carolina. He's not doing that. Don't really.
Good hands. It feels like the Avengers
Yeah.
is the Avengers gold medal team. LeBron, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant. those guys aren't coming back. All right, it's going to be the end for them.
I don't think they need to. Durant might be the only dude that might come back to get his chance. But definitely, I think this is LeBron's last. Steph, I think Steph. What else Steph would come to do? You know, he's got 2 goals. Have this amazing Olympics MVP. Should be.
Say 2 goals.
Yeah, he got 2.
You said this was his first Olympics.
I think he's got to go from the World Championships.
Oh, okay. So the World Cup, the Basketball World Cup,
yeah,
or what is that called? The Basketball World Games or something? The Basketball Championship Challenge. That's the one. If you win it, you're the world champion.
Yeah.
Because Olympics is only 12 teams.
Yeah. According to Noah Lyles.
Noah Lyles. Noah Tyreek said he could beat him in a race. Who you got?
I saw that. Noah Lyles.
Yeah, that's how I was like, damn, Tyreek. I see Tyreek run fast, but this man just won a gold medal in the freaking Olympics.
Right. You know, bronze in the 100. That's a count. It's a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think such an amazing game. I mean, Olympics by Steph. He was really the headline for Team USA. It didn't look like it early, and people were saying that it's because he couldn't play next to LeBron because LeBron was, you know, he always wants the ball, he always wants the spotlight. One, I didn't see it like that. I think Steph's the type of player that he's just waiting for his moment. And again, LeBron's not the best in the NBA anymore, but he was still better than everybody else in the Olympics that wasn't on the USA team. I know everybody has been talking about Jokic. People, oh my gosh, he's so amazing. He is the best player. He had American people talking about how he deserved more to win the gold medal than ridiculous. It's a team sport, fool. So yeah, no, LeBron just same thing. When he wanted to turn it on and just be locked in, he'd run by people, jump over people. You know, he was hitting shots that from like angles you shouldn't be able to hit from. But yeah, like his athleticism against Serbia, you saw it in that last layup he did where he cut through people and reversed it. Yeah, so yeah. But I do believe this is his last Olympics. He doesn't have anything to prove anymore. And I don't think it'll be as fun with him going without the other guys, like, you know, the guys that he came into the league with. I mean,
can you imagine if LeBron's there in 2028 in LA leading the 2028 Olympics, him and Anthony Edwards?
Yeah, that'd be great. I mean,
LeBron just playing defense and throwing alley-oops to Ant-Man?
I can see him going as an ambassador. You know, yeah, he's one of those dudes that'll sit there and just be an ambassador.
Mike Tirico and Carmelo Anthony were talking, and they were like going over clips and like or video of Olympic stuff. And Sammy was like, "Why is Carmelo Anthony here?" And I was like, about to say, "I don't know, why is Carmelo Anthony here?" And the third came, the bottom third came is like, Carmelo Anthony, 3-time Olympic gold medalist. And I was like, "Oh yeah, you didn't know Carmelo Anthony is a 4-time Olympic participant? Come on, put some respect on his name." It's like, it's totally random. Carmelo Anthony is here. Wait, no,
it's because he can afford to go to that bitch.
Oh, they just pulled him because he was there. Yo, front row seats. I wonder how much those cost.
Don't matter to him, but yeah, I do.
Yeah.
But I mean, of course, you're gonna have to interview him. You know what I mean? After bogey, you know, you do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, to the dude in the front row, that's his celebration. They definitely had to interview. Man, it was it was really, really great to see a lot of the talent that's out there in the Olympics. Like, there are some guys that obviously you won't see regularly until the next 4 years if they're young enough. But like Serbia, they had that dude on their that guard that was hitting threes like crazy. Like he looked like Steph. They couldn't stop him from hitting until the fourth quarter. Then he went. I think they went like 0 for 10 from three in the fourth.
Were they down by like 17 at the end of the third, going into the fourth?
Yeah,
That's
down by
crazy.
17.
That is scary.
You know what? It's not that scary to me because the firepower they have on that team.
Right. Could spark
Crazy.
at any moment, get hot.
That's what I mean.
Bang, bang,
Like,
bang. Curry with the pot boy.
bro, if I have Durant and Curry alone on my team with a bunch of dudes who just play defense, I'm not worried. I'm not worried if I have those two. And then again, those three are the older statesmen, and then you have LeBron. You know, what did Anthony Edwards said? The three old heads.
Keeps some old heads around you.
Yeah. So like those three alone, man, that's shit. Maybe we'll see them in the 3-on-3 next season or next Olympics.
Hey, okay. Yeah, they're just like, you guys want to go get another gold medal? Real quick.
Right. Let's go get one in 3-on-3. So
that's crazy. That's a crazy 3-on-3. That's a world championship 3-on-3.
amen.
LeBron, Steph, and Kevin Durant. Is there enough defense?
Yes.
What is the kryptonite? What is the kryptonite to that big three team?
Maybe that Steph is going to be a little smaller because a lot of teams will send their teams are going to be like 3-6-8 dudes, 3-6-9 dudes, because they don't really have to like handle too much. You know what I mean? So like Australia, their lineup averaged about I think 6'8", and they were like three tall white dudes who can shoot from range and body.
Hey.
And yeah, because Jimmer couldn't do shit in that game. I was like, bro, had you taken Michael Beasley, Michael Beasley would have won the gold medal on his own in 3-on-3.
Serbia's crowd be going hard. That's good to see Jokic having like some smiles
tame.
and shit.
That's tame compared to Euroball.
That's a daytime celebration.
Euroball? That's what I'm saying. Euroball, they cheer like
soccer stadium. Hell yeah.
Football. That's how they cheer. Like, bro, they have like flames in the stands, like during the games. Bro, they have all out fights and shit. Like it's different. It's different.
Like a Raiders parking lot.
Hell yeah. But there you go home alive.
A lot more?
Yeah. At a Raiders parking lot, you might not leave alive.
George was like, I was telling George, I was like, week 1, week 18. And George was like, we should definitely go to a Raider game. And I was like, it should definitely be week 18. Like in Vegas? I mean, I would love to go to SoFi too for week 1, but that's not in the cards this year. Next year, when we're covering the Chargers and the Raiders and the LA LVs,
even if it's just a tailgate party,
bro. Yeah,
I'm down to tailgate at SoFi.
Fantasize about doing all that kind of stuff together, like that, like sports stuff, and especially like Chargers and Raiders stuff. That AFC West rivalry is gonna. I mean, we're gonna be rocking that until whenever realignment happens, which isn't gonna happen because we're the perfect 32 teams.
Me and my family, we're planning to go watch the UH game versus Wazoo. So, you know what I mean? Do stuff like that. They're playing in Wazoo this season. So we're gonna go watch.
Nice. The Rainbow Warriors in Pullman?
Hell yeah. My brother-in-law, my sister, they ran a football team as well. He played the Beast and started safe for UH. Peter Monmouth was one of their kids, so we're gonna go cheer him on. It's so cool to see, like, from little kids playing flag football through when they get into their pads for the first time, and then through high school, and now we get to see them playing. It'll be a good time.
Any shout outs before we go? Shout outs as always to our sponsors, Brother Erod, Brother Va in Modesto, California, Levasa Island Apparel, www.levasaislandapparel.com. Forrest, any shout outs?
Hey, not really any shout out, but prayers up for our guy, man. Pete Tololo, just him and his wife, his family, they just had a child, but he's been in the hospital for a little bit. But according to PD, he's doing a lot better now. So keep those prayers and good
Great.
vibes coming in for PD and his family. Yeah, just keep them in your prayers. Shout out to you, PD, man. He's doing great stuff, man. With the living room media. If you have a chance, go check him out. PDP on Instagram. So dope, man. Photographer, videographer. He works with the youth, teaching all these kids something different, man. So dope. So dope to see he's locked in with his community. Plus to speak about design. He's locked in with E. Ryan Boat over there at Levassa. Just a whole bunch of stuff, man. Just and he's a firefighter, man. Oh, firefighter, bro. So dope. Was. I mean, he still got the skills. Don't get it twisted. If you have a fire, he can put it out.
PD_PD209 on Instagram. Shout out to brother PD.
Go check him out, man.
Man, all the love and light to the family and what's going on. And hopefully the young one is, like you said, doing a lot better. So prayers up for that to continue. You know
what I do have a shout out. Man, shout out to my nephews, Leonidas Valafusi. You can find him at Leo.thebulldozer on Instagram. He's on his way. Actually, they're in Vegas right now. He's got a tournament coming up. They'll be playing some top teams from California. He plays for the #1 12 and under youth football team, the Benson Bruins from out here in Washington. He's 12 years old. So the last time I know, I was telling people he was 12 years old. He's 5'10" and about 240. He's taller. He's 6 foot now, still 12 years old. He's lost some fat. He's about 235 of muscle. They have a clip. If you go check them out, like I said, at Leo.bulldozer, @bulldozer on Instagram. He gets off the ball real quick. He's still blocking all the way into the defensive backfield. He pops one dude and then trucks like another kid, and he gets back up to keep blocking downfield. And the other kid that he blocked, that he trucked, he's still in the frame, and he's like on all fours, looks up, and just kind of lays back down.
He's like, no,
he's
sir.
Like, nah. He's still running. I'm laying down. But shout out to him and his Benson Bruins team. Also, my other nephew who plays with them, Isaac Ingenico. He's the quarterback of that team. That's fire for him, man. First cousins get to play ball together like that. That's pretty cool. Shout out to those guys. Them and their team. Hopefully they have a really good tournament, but also they stay healthy and come back healthy. So shout out to those guys, man.
Shout out to the nephew showing out. I think I saw that. Did you post that?
I did. That's crazy.
Shout out to cousin Talanoa. Went and hit Glendevere when we play golfing. This is my golfing hat. This is my new golfing hat.
Hey, you guys had a pretty good game. He sent us the score. He sent me the score. Him and Alex, low 80s. I saw you in the low 90s. Okay,
hey,
you guys are doing your thing out there. Okay, I see it.
I've never broken 100 before, bro. I've been trying.
I see it.
I am a very high handicapper. But yeah, I just I've been going out with him and getting a lot more consistent, figuring stuff out, a lot more sane, a lot less experience.
Who have the time to go play golf in the morning? I hate you.
You just gotta wake up super early and get there like right when that mess opens and be like, I'm gonna go. And then you can play so much faster. When you play when there's people there, it's a lot slower than at 6 a.m. when you can push through it. There was hella people on the course and we started at 6:45. Like that was too late.
Oh shit.
The 6 a.m. all the 6 a.m. tee times were taken.
Oh.
Hella old people. Lots of old people.
Man. make use of your time. You get older, man. Like, you retire. Hopefully they
Gonna
will
love it.
retire. Like this, yeah. Enjoy your retirement. Go out there, play some golf.
Yeah.
Get your cardio in when you're walking on the course.
I hit up my nephews next door and I was like, hey, do any of y'all golf? And Cole was like, yeah, yes. And I was like, oh hell yeah, let's figure this out, guys. Come on. Let's go to the driving range, let's go to the golf course. I feel like a lot of people wish once they start golfing, they're like, why did I start this when I was 9? Why,
I think so too, but I think if you start at 9, you end up not liking it too
not
much when
liking
you
it
get
as much.
older.
It's more
Right.
like a chore than like a
Yeah, because
fun.
like I think when you start at 9, it's because when your parents watched Tiger Woods get extremely rich as a child, and then looked at you and be
I'm
like,
like, Nora,
"Put that football down. I'm buying you golf clubs."
pick up this golf club or
Right.
this catcher's mitt. Yeah, I'm like, Nora, look, just think about the wear and tear on your body if you have to play like a contact sport, like a jumping sport, like a volleyball or a basketball or something you're going to assume to be having to do because you're going to be super tall. What if you just play golf, kid? What if you just play golf? Yeah, I'm definitely already one of those parents. But yeah, shout out to Noah. Shout out to my new golfing hat. I'll wear
Hell yeah.
this when I golf and when my hair is super effed up. When we're
It
recording.
reminds me of Caddyshack for all of you people who are too old,
Hey.
who are too young not to remember that. It is a comedy movie based on golf.
Um, yeah. What was that guy's name? What's the Caddyshack?
And,
Not Bill Murray, is it?
oh, he was Bill Murray. He was the groundskeeper that was trying to
Okay.
kill the groundhog.
I'm totally thinking of the jackass guy from Happy Gilmore. Different movie, wholly different
Oh
man.
God.
Thank you everybody for listening.
Hell yeah. Thank you.
Appreciate you guys for tapping in, staying with us. Freaking Olympic basketball, NBA, NFL training camps, Adam Schefter's Twitter, all that and all good. Definitely tap in. Follow us on the socials at Ballinesian. Yeah, and Ballinesian@gmail.com if you have any questions you want us to ponder or things you want us to look into. We can do some research and figure out. I'm offering to fact check shit. Like, hey, is there a rumor out there? Come on, send it
Or
to
if you
us and
guys
we'll look into it.
just don't want Lance to wear that jersey ever again, send us an email.
Send us an email. I will read your email and
Bro,
we'll decide.
I'm worried that you're wearing that jersey, bro. Please take it off. You might get hurt.
I'm gonna end up in a walking boot next episode. I appreciate your concern. Thank you. Thank you everybody for listening. That is our episode for Forrest. I am Lance. Stay hydrated, drink some water, stay blessed, stay balling, love and light. Peace. Yeah.